He started as the weakest hunter alive, fodder, a joke. The guy everyone expected to die in a dungeon nobody cared about. But Sung Jin-Woo didn't just get stronger, he became something the entire world of hunters couldn't explain. Today, we're going deep. The lore, the facts, the details most fans completely missed. 10 facts anime fans never knew about Sung Jin-Woo. Fact 1. He was never actually weak. Jin-Woo was suppressed, not weak. The absolute being, the god who created the Shadow Monarch system, needed a vessel strong enough to carry that power without breaking. Jin-Woo's weakness was a limiter. His body was being held back until the system chose him and began removing those restrictions one by one. Everything he went through in those early dungeons, that was the test. Fact 2. His shadow army retains memories. Every shadow Jin-Woo extracts retains the personality, memories, and fighting instincts of the original creature or person. Igris wasn't just a powerful shadow, he was a loyal knight who recognized Jin-Woo's growing authority and submitted willingly. Baru kept his pride and personality from when he was the Ant King. These aren't mindless soldiers, they're echoes of who they were. Fact 3. The system chose Jin-Woo before the dungeon. The double dungeon wasn't a coincidence. The rulers, godlike beings fighting the monarchs, specifically set up that dungeon to test candidates. Jin-Woo survived not just because he was clever or brave, but because the system was already watching him. He was the only human candidate, the only one who could become the vessel for Ashburn, the Shadow Monarch. Fact 4. Ashburn chose to die for Jin-Woo. Ashburn, the original Shadow Monarch, was one of the most powerful beings in existence, but he was lonely. He'd been fighting a war for so long that he forgot what it meant to feel anything. When he found Jin-Woo, he didn't just give him power, he transferred his entire soul. He chose to cease existing so that Jin-Woo could live and carry on his legacy. That's not a power-up, that's a sacrifice. Fact 5. Jin-Woo's father was already part of the plan. Jin-Woo's father, Sung Il-hwan, was a hunter who disappeared into a dungeon and was presumed dead. What most fans missed is that he was being kept alive by the rulers, used as a vessel to fight monarchs in another realm. His sacrifice in the final battle against the monarchs was not random. The rulers had been preparing him just as the system had been preparing Jin-Woo. It was a family chosen by gods. Fact 6. The penalties were real consequences, not just game mechanics. When the system issued penalties to Jin-Woo for failing to complete tasks, those penalties weren't arbitrary. They were designed to push his body past limits normal humans couldn't survive. The system was essentially fast-tracking his evolution. Every near-death penalty was a controlled push towards something greater. The system wasn't punishing him, it was forging him. Fact 7. Jin-Woo can create new life. At his peak, Jin-Woo's power isn't just raising the dead, it's creating entirely new life from shadows. The shadow army he builds isn't limited to things that existed. He can manifest new beings, construct soldiers from pure darkness. This puts him closer to a god of creation than a necromancer. Most fans see the army and think undead, but it's closer to an entire shadow civilization. Fact 8. He rewrote reality at the end. In the manhwa's finale, Jin-Woo doesn't just defeat the monarchs, he resets reality itself. He uses his power to go back and prevent the war from ever happening, ensuring his family, the people he loved, and the world never had to experience the destruction. He essentially traded cosmic power for a normal life. The most powerful being in existence chose peace over dominance. Fact 9. Cha Hayan could sense Jin-Woo was different from the start. Cha Hayan has a unique ability. She can smell Hunter's magic energy, and most of it smells foul to her. Jin-Woo's energy smelled completely different, clean, unique. She was drawn to him before she ever understood why. Her instincts were reacting to the Shadow Monarch energy inside him, something no human had ever carried before. Their relationship wasn't random. It was fate coded into her abilities. Fact 10. The Ant King was the turning point everyone underestimates. The Jeju Island raid and the birth of Baru the Ant King is the moment Jin-Woo's story truly changed. Before that fight, he was rising fast, but still within the realm of possibility. After absorbing Baru, a creature that nearly wiped out all of South Korea's top hunters alone. Jin-Woo crossed a line. From that point, he wasn't competing with other hunters. He was in a completely different category. Sung Jin-Woo isn't just a power fantasy. He's one of the most carefully constructed characters in modern anime and manhwa. Every detail, from his fake weakness to his father's disappearance, was intentional. If you're only watching the anime, you're missing half the story. Drop a comment below with the fact that hit you hardest. And if you want a full breakdown of the Shadow Monarch lore, that video is coming next week.